Coming up, Taiwan Tzu Chi volunteers hold blessing ceremonies at the Taichung Jing Si Hall. We discover how the Bitan suspension bridge protection union helps preserve this historical structure. Welcome to Dial Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. We kick off today's program in Taiwan. As the 7th lunar month is also a month of auspiciousness, Taichung Tzu Chi volunteers held their first blessing ceremony over the past weekend with performances of the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents and the Buddhist tale performed by the Sun Cui Feng's Taiwanese opera troupe.
As the blessing ceremony begins, Tzu Chi volunteers first pay their respects to the Buddha. While most observe the 7th lunar month by burning joss paper and making animal offerings, Tzu Chi volunteers hope to alter the public's perception and show them that this month is in fact a month of auspiciousness, and invited Sun Cui Feng's Taiwanese opera troupe to perform a Buddhist tale. The hunter and the fisherman killed countless creatures in order to feed their family. It wasn't until hearing the wise words of an enlightened one that they came to repent for their wrongdoing. Over 50 cast members and crew were mobilized for the performance, and the crew was very particular about the backdrop and lighting. As the light dims, a new backdrop is hoisted. Such precise timing is the result of countless rehearsals.
The venue is a bit small, so it was more difficult to change the backdrop during the performance.
Thanks for the hard work of the cast and the crew, the performance inspired many in the audience.
I was really moved to show our care for animals. We need to embrace vegetarianism.
At the end of a successful performance, Tzu Chi volunteers work in unison to restore the venue to cleanliness for the next blessing ceremony.
To remind members of the public to seize every opportunity to fulfill their filial duties, performances of the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents were also held at the Taichung Jing Si Hall and was performed by more than 300 on-stage volunteers. With sound effects and a dramatic performance by on-stage volunteers, the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents has the audience attention. The lyrics of the musical have also touched many in the audience. Through the musical adaptation, on-stage volunteers hope to remind members of the public to seize every chance to fulfill their filial duties before it is too late.
I am very touched by the last part of the musical, where the main character realized his wrongdoings. Now I know that I should be nicer to my parents.
My mother was injured when I was 7 years old. Although she has mobility problems, she still took good care of us. Now I am also a mother. The performance reminds me of the process that I went through to raise my child.
Moved by the performance on stage, many in the audience shed tears.
The sutra performance reminds me of my childhood and the hardship my parents went through to raise me.
Thanks to the sign language of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents, members of the public realized the true meaning of filial piety. Next, we meet Tzu Chi volunteer Lu Qingying, who is the coordinator of the blessing ceremony held at the Taichung Jing Si Hall. Days ago, Lu's daughter-in-law gave birth to a baby boy who suffered from a health problem. Although extremely worried, Lu insists on staying at her post to ensure the smooth running of the performances. Going in and out of the stage, this is Tzu Chi volunteer Lu Qingying, who is the coordinator of the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents. Days ago, Lu's daughter-in-law gave birth to a baby boy. Unfortunately, the baby was sent to the extensive care unit after inhaling amniotic fluid.
After my daughter-in-law gave birth to my grandson, the doctor said that he had difficulty breathing. The hospital didn't provide pediatric care, so the baby was sent to China Medical University Hospital for treatment.
Liu is busy volunteering at the event and can only visit her daughter-in-law and grandson during her free time. To make sure Liu can stay focused, her son thoughtfully updates her from time to time.
Yesterday when we prayed, I prayed that my daughter-in-law and my grandson would be okay and that I would be able to focus on the performances so they would run smoothly.
Fortunately, at the end of the performances, Liu received the good news that her grandson's condition has stabilized. In our next report, we go behind the scenes of the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to parents and meet some on-stage volunteers who have dedicated themselves wholeheartedly to present the audience with performances that inspire them to fulfill their filial duties. A wife getting angry at her husband. This is one of the most famous scenes from the musical rendition of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents. In fact, the two performers are also husband and wife in real life. Zhang Jingsong and Liu Yuxuan, this newly married couple, have known each other for 12 years. They say the performances are very meaningful to them.
The part we perform focuses on children's wrongdoings. The performances reminded me not to make the same mistakes.
When our parents adopt a bad tone towards us, I think we need to repent ourselves first and wonder whether we have done something wrong.
Backstage at the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents, all the volunteers seize every chance to fix their looks, while some focus on the TV screen waiting for their turn to go on stage.
I'm very excited and very nervous. I hope I can put on the best performance for the audience.
Backstage volunteers have also dedicated themselves to making sure the performance can run smoothly. Thanks to everyone's dedication, the two performances of the musical rendition of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents end on a perfect note. Next, we meet sister pair Taichung Lan and Taichung Juan, both of whom took part in the sign language musical. Their father worked hard to build an empire, but he was unable to reap the rewards before he passed away. Having experienced life impermanence, the Tai sisters now cherish every moment they have with their mother.
The Tai siblings from Taichung, Taiwan, installed a stair lift to help their mother get up and down the stairs. Seeing their mother laugh and without worries is the best feeling in the world for the Tai children. In fact, Taichung Lan and Taichung Juan have seized all opportunities to be filial to their mother since her father passed away.
My mother is still alive, so we have the opportunity to be here for her. We will all still be here looking after my mother, even if she lives to be 120 years old.
Father Cai Yishong started with nothing to his name and worked hard to make ends meet for his family. Just when he should have been enjoying his wealth, Cai Yishong was diagnosed with lung cancer and passed away. For the sake of their father's legacy, the 7 Cai siblings worked together to maintain their father's enterprise.
Our father was a spiritual pillar for all of us, my brothers and sisters, and especially my mother. We are dependent on him.
Serving as a record of his accomplishments and also for remembrance is a book that the Tai children published about the life of their father to stand as a family heirloom.
When I greatly miss my father, I would take out this book and look at all he had accomplished.
Knowing what it's like to no longer be able to fulfill their filial duties to their father, Taichung Lan and Taichung Juan participate in the sign language performance of the musical of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents in Taichung.
It evoked feelings of missing my father and reminded me of the way he taught us, so I feel deeply that filial piety is an important concept to spread and fulfill.
Tzu Chi also invited her son, Bai Kai-wen, to participate in this year's performance, which has inspired Bai to follow in his mother's footsteps by fulfilling his filial duties.
I've lived overseas away from my parents for around 10 years, so we haven't spent much time together. Participating in this musical has really made me reflect on what kind of a son I should be in the next 10, 20 or 30 years. I really want to be there for my parents when they need me the most and care for them like a son should.
Through participation in the sutra performance, all on-stage volunteers have taken the Dharma to heart and are inspired to carry out their filial duties.
The Tzu Chi Anping Liaison Office in Tainan, Taiwan, have for 3 consecutive days since the first day of the 7th lunar month held Buddhist sutra chanting so members of the public or Tzu Chi volunteers can have the opportunity to pray for blessings for their ancestors or deceased family members.
Here at the Tzu Chi Anping Liaison Office in Tainan, Tzu Chi volunteers and members of the public sincerely chant sutras together through a video conference with Hualien's Jing Si abode. Among the participants, Wu Yuanben, a first-timer, has been here for 3 consecutive days.
I told my kids if your mom or I passed on, the way to repay our love would be for the whole family to go on a vegetarian diet.
My dad went home and told me that for this 7th lunar month, let's not use animal offerings, but just fruits and biscuits.
Tzu Chi volunteer Xie Cifang is here every year to pray for blessings for her deceased father.
I will tell him that I am doing fine now. I am in Tzu Chi, so he doesn't have to worry.
While some have participated for a few years, others are first-timers. To learn the meaning behind the Buddhist scriptures, Chen Jianling even brought 2 sutra books home to study.
The idea of vegetarianism is really great. It is not only environmentally friendly, but we also don't kill animals.
Taking the Dharma to heart, Tzu Chi volunteers and members of the public alike are all inspired and enlightened in the process to make a change.
In a continued report on the topic of the 7th lunar month, we learned a few stories of how changing or getting rid of our old habits can create a healthier and happier lifestyle.
Xu Genjing takes out his health report from 6 years ago to show Diet TV reporters.
When I was still a meat eater, my GPT numbers were really high, and so was the amount of fat in my liver.
Having been a meat eater all his life, Xu decided to go on a vegetarian diet for the sake of his health.
After I had been on a vegetarian diet for 5 years, I got a clean bill of health. This customer is a gas tanker delivery man. He is vegetarian, but he is physically fit.
I can carry gas tanks to the 4th or 5th floor. I come here often because this is really healthy.
76-year-old Hu Zhaofu, who used to be a butcher, knows most of the benefits of vegetarianism.
I had 2 liver surgeries and another 5 or 6 for my eyes. Bacterial infection and car accidents, I was in such pain.
Hu has had a total of 17 surgeries, and it was not until 3 years ago that he took his doctor's advice to adopt a meatless diet.
Since I became a vegetarian, everything has been normal. There's nothing that's not normal.
Hu believes one must exercise to live a balanced lifestyle.
When you are happy, your illness disappears. When you are depressed, the illness will stay with you.
A vegetarian diet is not only healthy for our bodies, but also helps safeguard our planet. And not burning just paper is another way to keep our environment clean. Ling Li Hua, who now chants sutras at home during the 7th lunar month, used to mark the occasion differently.
The elder generation all say that we need to burn just paper to gain a peaceful life. Every time I burn it, I experience allergies in my nose and I choke a lot.
After listening to Master Zeng Yan's teachings, Lin decided to change her traditional ways.
Since I stopped burning joss paper, I have gained a peace of mind. I actually feel that I have made the right choice.
By doing the right things, we gain peace of mind. Doing the wrong things only creates misfortunes.
I used to drink anything, and after I drank, I would sleep on the roadside. I drank until I had cirrhosis of the liver.
An alcoholic for 21 years, Ye Bing-hu nearly drank himself to death.
My wife was watching the master's teaching, and I watched it with her. After that, I felt that I should quit drinking. I made a vow to quit drinking. Since I quit drinking, I have become healthier. I no longer need to be hospitalized.
Whether it is quitting alcohol, going on a vegetarian diet, or refraining from burning joss paper, all have found a new meaning to life through making these changes.
In Pingtung, Taiwan, 46-year-old Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Yuzheng used to have many bad habits, which led to his frequent imprisonment. His mother, however, never gave up on him and inspired Lin to repent.
Flipping through his photographs of his better days, Lin Yuzheng reflects on his worst days and is glad he still has the opportunity to spend time with his mother. He plans to do more good deeds to fulfill his filial duties.
Being a part of Tzu Chi and doing volunteer work is creating good karma. Performing compassionate deeds counts as fulfilling my filial duties towards my parents.
When he was young, Lin drank, used and sold drugs, and was frequently in jail, but his mother did not give up on him. On top of encounters with Tzu Chi volunteers while in prison, after Lin was released, he found a new beginning at Tzu Chi's recycling station.
I've been out of prison for 7 years, and ever since, Tzu Chi brothers and sisters have been with me every step of the way. That's why I've stayed on the right path, continuing to be in Tzu Chi.
With Tzu Chi volunteers' love and guidance, Lin Yuzheng is getting a second chance on life, like the recyclables at the recycling station.
Earlier this year, the government of New Taipei City in Taiwan approved an urban renewal project which may put the Bitan suspension bridge at risk. To avoid the tragic loss of the historical structure, local residents set up a protection union and successfully lobbied the city government to certify the bridge as an item of cultural heritage. Although urban renewal can have many positive benefits, preserving historical buildings is also something government officials should take into consideration.
Look over there, those used to be small apartments. The building in the middle was built 10 or 20 years ago, and the rest of the buildings are newly built. In the old days, there were only small houses or apartments over the riverbank there.
The swan boats docked at the pier remind 80-year-old photographer Xie Zhenlong of the green ripples during the old times.
The design of the swan boats has changed over time. In the early years, we used to row the boat manually, just like a traditional boat, where now the boats have gradually evolved into the pedal style.
The beauty of the Bitan scenic spot lies in this famous Bitan suspension bridge, which has 76 years of history. 25 years ago, as the renovation of the bridge began, Xie came here to chronicle its reconstruction on a regular basis.
Every day, rain or shine, I came here to record the progress of the renovation, to shoot some tools and machines used by the workers, as well as the structure of the bridge built step by step. Later, I realized that the more I care for the bridge, the stronger the connection I built with it. Its cultural meaning is irreplaceable.
As a professional photographer, Xie says that the Bitan suspension bridge is not only a structure to him, but also a token that bonds the life, memory, and emotions of the local residents. Like Xie, many locals share a common memory of the bridge. Upon learning of an urban renewal project that may damage the bridge, local activists rose up against it. Among them was Wu Zhixiang.
In February this year, after we learned of the urban renewal project that may put the Bitan suspension bridge in danger, we soon established the Bitan Suspension Bridge Protection Union and asked local officials to list the bridge as a cultural heritage site.
Though the new Taipei city government promised that they will not tear down the bridge, the civil groups still insist on putting the structure under the Cultural Heritage Protection Program. Following months of negotiations, in July, the city government organized the Commission for Heritage, Historical Structure, Settlement and Cultural Landscape, and eventually approved the status of the Bitan Suspension Bridge as a cultural heritage site.
我们绝对赞同。
We are happy to see a well-planned urban renewal project that can benefit both the people and the environment. But if the project risks damaging a historical structure, we call for local officials to think twice before carrying out the plan.
The bridge's support base is planned to be moved as part of the urban renewal project, and most of the apartments nearby are already abandoned, creating a strong contrast with the fabulous building behind them. To Xie Zhenlong, having traveled to several cities, he realized that what matters is not how many modern buildings you build, but how best to preserve the old structures that involve valuable historical and cultural meanings.
这个地方一定就是要
The bridge must not be demolished, as it is already an integral part of the landscape. It's better not to build too many modern structures, or the integrity of the landscape will be impaired.
In the process of urban development, urban renewal has played an undeniably important role. But perhaps the biggest challenge lies in how to balance economic developments and the preservation of historical sites.
In Taiwan's Hualien, a 5-day intensive training seminar for new staff members at Tzu Chi's formations concluded. Besides learning about the Buddhist NGO, everyone walked away spiritually recharged and ready to apply what they have learned at their work post in the days ahead.
Step by step, displaying the beauty of Tzu Chi's humanistic values, staff members of Tzu Chi's formations thanked the Ida parents through a tea ceremony. 158 new staff from Tzu Chi's formations, charity, medical, education, and humanitarian all returned to Hualien to participate in a 5-day seminar to learn more about Tzu Chi's work worldwide. For many who have just entered the workforce, they have learned to set expectations for themselves.
I think we can encourage each other to not only have a heart to serve, but also be observant of each other's needs.
Using this event as an opportunity to take a spiritual journey, participants remembered what first inspired them to join this nonprofit organization.
Our self-cultivation, serenity, or purity cannot be delayed any longer. It feels great to have participated in this seminar because it gives us a renewed sense of direction, so when we return to our post, we know how to better face the future.
At the end of the seminar, each staff returns to their work post ready to shoulder a bit of Master Zhenyan's responsibility in carrying out Tzu Chi's missions.
We go to Canada at the end of the show. A 7 lunar month blessing ceremony was held at the Tzu Chi West Toronto Liaison Office. During the event, Tzu Chi volunteers encouraged members of the public to go meatless as a way to protect all animals. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching the Headlines. Goodbye.